What is good, everybody, and welcome back here at Team COJ. Today, guys, I got Ghoti versus Orcust here in a testing feature match here. So we got, I think, Ghoti on the left, which I think is just fish, right? That's what like it's the pun, right? It's supposed to be fish versus Orcust, and I am not too fluent at all with the Ghoti, really at all, their names or anything like that. I know their strategies. I know what they try to do. I know like their gimmick is to like banish and then come back during the opponent's turn, which allows you to synchro summon for some pretty crazy plays. And, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and see a normal summon and a banish. I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can get the Ghotis pulled up here so I can actually give you guys, like, at least, you know, some more than just saying this fish there. Because I truly don't know anything about the deck. I don't even know the name of the... I know they're based off of stars and some pretty cool things like that. But, like I said, other than that, we see... I just got to go through here. We see Pacius was the first one summoned. Then we see Abyss Shark. I know what that is. That's not a thing. But I think it special summons itself and then be treated as a level 4. So this deck can potentially... It's like a synchro deck, but it looks like it could potentially make like rank 4 plays, you know? I know there's a joke with SP Little Fish or something like that. I forget what its name is. But Abyss Shark is going to allow him to search for another fish monster, I believe. Oh, we see Silent Angler being added. Okay, interesting. So Silent Angler, when you use this card, you can special summon from the hand, but you cannot special summon from the hand for the rest of the turn here. Which isn't too bad, so he's going to special summon that, so he's locked out of special summoning for the rest of the turn. I see Ash, and is that double Imperm in his hand? That is double Imperm, okay. So that means, I guess, like, maybe we overlay and make a Bahamut Toad or something like that, and then during the opponent's turn, the Paces comes back and we can synchro. We make a Kraken. Stealth Kraken, okay. And set 2 and then pass. So, Stealth Kraken, if you know, this turns everything into water, and then a quick effect, it can destroy water. So it's a pretty crazy card. A draw for turn has occurred on the Orcust player side. And then the Paces comes back light of the Ghoti. Now we're going to see a normal summon of Girsu, and the normal summon of Girsu is going to be met with the Imperm, which is pretty rough. We'll see what our Orcust player here follows up with. It's kind of brutal here. We're going to go see Kraken respond to be able to destroy the Girsu to go ahead and get it off the field on resolution of the Imperm. And we fire off a... What are we firing off? Probably a Sark. Oh, no, not... We're going to see Triple T for draw 2, and then it's going to be met with Ash Blossom. And our Orcust player is going to wrap it up. So Ghoti kind of coming in and stealing it turn 1. I wonder if the turning everything to water hurts. Because I think, you know, like, Orcust Nightmare has to target a dark monster and stuff like that. And, like, if they're all water, you can't do that. But we're going to see the Orcust, Horist, whatever, go first here. And my buddy actually took this deck and ended up topping a regional with it and getting his invite. So... we're going to see Imseti activate, pitching it, and Nibiru to go ahead and grab the King's Sarcophagus, which is a pretty crazy card. This engine is really, like, phenomenal, guys. Like, truly, if you guys have the ability to get this engine, I recommend doing it. And we're going to get to see Imseti grab that, draw a card. And we didn't get to see much. It looks like, you know, our Ghoti player doesn't really have a lot of interaction, but we're going to see the King Sark be activated. Discarding the Orcust Nightmare for the Sark to be able to send a Horus card from the deck to the, you know, graveyard, and then those cards do not, like, they're just inherent. They can just bippity-boppity on out, which is not going to be, like, too terrible here. So, yeah, so we see that's Happy gets sent. I know most lists that are running the Orcust, they normally just play the 2 names, Imseti and Happy. I know that some people can play, like, a 3rd name if needed, but we're going to see Imseti be summoned just because King Sark's on the field, and same with Happy. And I know, like, this allows, like, the Orcust player could potentially go into, like, the Vampire King or the Vampire XYZ to be able to, like, mill cards and stuff like that, which would allow him to fuel his graveyard even more. But once you get the Nightmare, the Orcust Nightmare in there, it's kind of, you're already going pretty good here. But I think we'll see him make the Photon Lord here, which will pretty much protect him from any type of hand traps with the follow-up of a normal summon of Girsu, which puts, you know, the Ghoti player on just better have Imperm. And he doesn't have anything, so we're going to see Harp Horror, which is at 1, get sent to the graveyard. We're going to see Harp activate to go ahead and summon from the deck, and this is going to be kind of crazy. I love Orcust, man. I love anything World Legacy. I love watching, World Chalice, Crusadia. Maybe one day Konami will, like, bless us with some good, like, World Legacy wave of support to support everything. Galatea comes down, and then you can use Galatea to shuffle back. So, but before we do that, because we want to keep the Harp in circulation in the graveyard, we're gonna go ahead and use the Orcust Nightmare to go ahead and banish yourself, target Galatea, dump the wand, and then, like, you can use wand to shuffle back and stuff like that. But we're gonna banish the wand to summon out the Harp, just so we keep it in rotation. Because if this list plays, I'm pretty sure my buddy plays. We'll find out here, but I'm pretty sure he plays Babel. But Galatea will shuffle back to go ahead and set a Orcust spell or trap, which we'll see him right there. Set Babel, activate Babel. And now all Orcust monsters are quick effects. And we see right in our Ghoti player's hand, we saw a monster. And what monster was that? I think that was Sinopius, the Shade of the Ghoti. But we're going to see a link into, or not a link, but XYZ summon into Girsu, or not Girsu, I think that's Ding Girsu, yeah. Ding Girsu, link off into IP Masquerena. And now, so during the opponent's turn, he's going to have the ability to summon out the Ding to send something, and then IP can go into, like, Little Knight, which will give him Disruption, and he sets one, and it looks like he has a Tactics maybe in hand. But, yep, so we're going to see the Shade of the Ghoti be activated. Allows him to banish 2, which actually, when the Ghotis get banished, they get to trigger and come back. So that's actually pretty huge. This day, like, but we're gonna see that get negated by the Photon Lord. But since it's not a Galaxy monster underneath Photon Lord, it does not destroy; it just negates. That's kind of crazy. So we're gonna see a Tactics here. So this isn't even during the Ghoti's player turn. I guess the Shade is a quick effect. Let me see here. During the main phase, quick effect. Yes. So like he fell right into the Tactics there. So he shows his hand. The Seahorse 1-for-1 and the Shade of the Ghoti right there. But it banishes for cost, which means during his turn, these 2 bodies are going to be able to return. I don't know off the top of my head. I think if I remember, he's not playing like the Runic engine, because like my locals, they don't like the Runic stuff. They truly, they're just butthurt over the days when we had a few players come in and play Runic Stun, and they just refuse to touch Runic cards. But during the standby phase, here we're going to see the Paces get to come back. I guess Paces the only thing that gets to come back. I guess that was Sif, too. Sif, the Fairy of the Ghoti. But we're going to say a quick effect of the Harporg, fire off to go ahead and get the Symbol Skeleton out. So that's what's going to happen, is the IP is going to quick effect into probably an SP, and then Skeleton will be able to chain to bring out Ding to send something here. So we see Sif and the Paces be out on the field, which I believe they get our quick effect. And we see a Waikashi, I believe. That's a Super Heavy Samurai card in his hand. I apologize for the glare, guys. I cannot beat the glare at my locals. I truly cannot. I've tried. I've moved people around. I'm only just... The next step is, like, to bring in, like, a full-on, like, recording studio kit with, like, an umbrella of my own lights and everything. But we'll do what we can here. We see Waikashi get activated, and if I remember right, this lets him, like, place another scale and then move forward, and then the scale can, like, search him a soul card. But we have a set card in the middle here. And I don't know what that is. It's probably Imperm or Droplet. It's more than likely Droplets. So we summon out this. So this is going to give him a 4 and a 2, which could allow him to make a 6, which he could potentially make Askin, the Bicorn Ghoti, or you can make any Synchro 6, like, what's the one, Coral Dragon, to be able to do some things here. Looking through, he gets to add this Claw card, and I believe we see the Chain of SP at Resolution to go ahead and go in here, and he's going to attempt to banish with SP Little Knight. I saw on the recent OCG list that SP was limited, which is kind of funny, because I don't think anyone played more than 3. I think it was semi-limited, actually, which will be, hopefully we get to see the summon of Ghoti of the Deep Beyond, which is like the deck's boss monster. The card literally banishes everything on summon, which is just crazy. But we end up seeing the banishment of the Wakaushi, which is tough, but I wouldn't say it's like the end of the world here, because we know that the Ghoti player, or not the Ghoti, the Ghoti player has 1-for-1, which he's going to use, and that's going to fire off here, pitching the soul card he just added. Might as well, right, since you've lost the Waikashi. And if he summons out, maybe he summons out the Ceaseless, maybe? No, he summons out... No, excuse me. He has to summon out 1-for-1. That's the 1-for-1. He summons out Beautiful. Beautiful's effect on summon. This is why this card's actually kind of crazy. He's just going to be able to negate that because, well, he's going to negate it with that. But the reason Beautiful is crazy. It's on summon banish, so like it's not like most of the other cards that like tribute to summon from the deck or something like that, because it's like an ignition effect. This is like on summon trigger, so it allows you to dodge certain things here. But the Photon Lord is going to answer that, which is I think it banishes for cost, which is pretty upsetting to see, to say the least. It's just kind of, it is what it is. Because I believe that would have brought out the Seafless. Seafless would have dumped, and then like we would have seen like the Ghoti player go off to the races here. But we're going to see the Shade activate by banishing from. Oh, Shade can banish from. I'm going to the Snopsius. Banish 2 fish monsters. You can banish 2 fish monsters from your hand and/or graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. That's pretty sweet. But Ding's going to get brought back, kind of sadly here, to be able to send something, because this right here would allow him to like synchro into something pretty cool. Probably the Ascanon, the Bicorn Ghoti. But that's just kind of rough. We're going to see a banish of Sif to boost the attack, just to go ahead and make it to where Sif can come back. I mean, maybe you can go battle phase and attack over, but I think that's what they're asking is, or they're contemplating is maybe when he banishes Sif, the chain SP to go ahead and banish, which means it just goes, the Ghoti player has to pass his turn. That's kind of rough. We didn't get to see any like cool synchro plays yet. But I guess he could technically, I mean, Ding. So yeah, he just attempts to battle, but he's gonna get hit with, yep, it's droplets. Sending the Ding. So during damage calc, that'll be enough there. And I think that's it. Yeah, that is it for the Ghoti. That's it. He just goes in, scoops it up, and we move on into that all-important game 3 here. So game number 3 comes around here, and the fish player, which is the fish. I think that's the term, right? We see Ash Blossom. I think that, I don't recognize, that's Zep in his hand. Gold Sark, which Gold Sark must be like a 1-card starter for this deck in a way, but we're going to see Gold Sark get fired off here into the Glare. Watch your retinas, because if you stare too long, they'll take it out here. But we see Ash and droplets in their hand, in the Orcust player's hand, so we do have like some back and forth here. I don't know, man. I know some people really do not like the thought of there being like hand traps and stuff like that, and you know, like the game being like one-sided. I think hand traps are healthy in a sense. I don't think we need any more hand traps. I think we got some really good hand traps, like generic hand traps, that we just don't need to make any more Konami. We got plenty that exist, so now like focus on like maybe like giving some support to some older decks instead of giving us some more hand traps, which, you know, Konami will do whatever they want to do, but that's just my opinion. But right now in the format we exist where you have to, man, you have to. Which one is that? So he summons Ghoti, Gold Sark, and he summons out this Ghoti, which I've not seen this Ghoti before. He summons out the Abyss Shark and this Ghoti that he just summoned out, if I can see if I can find it. Oh. Just trying to look for it here. Let's see here. And see, it sucks because I don't know the names of it, so it's like I'm not even trying to get you the effects, I'm just trying to get you the dang names so I can tell you. We see a special, and then we get to see a Seafless, or the Seahorse get summoned by normal summoning it because we searched off the Abyss Shark, which is pretty cool. I know that is like the newest. That's the newest Ghoti. But we can see an overlay here with Seafless and the Abyss Shark here. Or Lifeless. It's Lifeless Leaf Fish is what I'm trying to call. That's Kif, I believe. Is that Kif Haze of the Ghoti? No, that's not. That's a level 6. I can't seem to find this Ghoti to save my life. Well, anyway, we see a Sif comes back. So he does have the ability to synchro summon, which could be tremendous. I do understand we might get to see something. But see, a hard activation of Babel, which you never really want to see it in the Orcust player's hand, you know, but it is what it is. We'll see a normal summon of Gearsu effect to give a token, which we're going to see that get met with Inperm. So I'm confused on how I'm confused on how that resolves. Because if it gets met with impermanent, I don't think there's any tokens get given. I don't know if I'm missing something here. Normal summon Effectus in perm. Oh, he chains droplets. Okay, I see now. Okay. Yep, chains droplets. There we go. That's what happens here. Oh, it's Perseus, Moonlight of the Ghoti. Found it. There we go. And this card says, if this card is normal source summon, you can add one fish monster from your deck to your hand, except then banish it. And then you can banish one fish monster from your hand or grave or face the field, except this card. Special summon this card. Okay. But droplets coming in. Harp is going to be able, and he has Call by the Grave too to answer his Ash. Dang. Look away for a few seconds, man. It sucks. Call by the Grave is like such a necessary card, but it sucks when you get Called by the Grave because it's such a sacky one. It's become a sacky one-of, right? It's become the sacky one-of to answer hand traps. But I guess hindsight, you know, it could also be something like Cross Out and everything as well. But we're going to see a link into Galatea. So right now, we're just kind of trying to hold the line, hoping that the Orcust player cannot reach game here. So we're going to go Nightmare to target the Galatea to increase itself, and we know it's going to dump the Wand to summon, and we just get onto typical Orcust plays from like 2018, 19. Yep, so there goes the Wand. Wand needs a super. I think all the World Legacy should have a super printing, personally. I think Konami just needs to go back and revisit the World Legacy and give a whole new range of support to all of them all. Because they gave Crawlers like a crazy card. I think World Chalice needs some more cards. Crusadia, Orcust. Heck, even throw in like a new Nightmare if you want to. Mech Knight. Give them all like something new. They literally kept the Branded storyline going on longer than they did like 2 other storylines. Like, I feel like Branded went on longer than both the World Legacy and like the Visa Starfrost storyline. So Konami can do it. But we're just trying to see here the feces, I don't know if it's feces, but the Sykes, or however you pronounce it, it is 2400 attack, so it is a pretty big body. We're going to see Galatea shuffle back the Wand to go ahead and probably set the trap. No, he sets Orchestrated Return, okay. That's just probably so he can get a draw. Well, I mean, that's not probably. It's for him to get a draw. I think he was saying earlier that the trap card, the Orchestrated Babble or Orchestrated Return, not Orchestrated Return, what is it? Crescendo, is not that good against this matchup because it ends up banishing the fish form and the fishes come back, so it's not, like, it's not good, so maybe that's why I went for Return to get 2 more draws. Maybe he might draw into, like, the King Sark stuff. Maybe he gets Imseti and he's just able to start doing some crazy things here. We see Tactics to look at the hand, or you see Tactics to take. He did Ash Blossom, okay. I was about to say, I don't think he can Tactics because what he did was during the, he didn't activate a hand trap or anything, but he did, it just got, you know, frame 1 was met by Call By, so Tactics to take, and then he can go into Ding, maybe? Yep, he goes into Ding. This is insane right here, so he can go into Ding, right? Ding to send, so he's going to send the Ghoti to the graveyard. Then he can just go ahead and climb on into SP, banish the Kraken. And that's even if he wants to do that. Like, he just go battle phase. But he needs to do something with the fish here to be able to, like, get it so it doesn't return. But he ends up banishing the Symbol Skeleton to go ahead and get back out the Heart Pourer. And then he can attack into the token with that. Smack into the Kraken with whatever is least. I think Ding is 25, personally. So I think, like, it's only 100, you know. So it's not too crazy. And then he goes there. And then main phase 2, he's going to go ahead and link off into probably IP Masquerena, which is what's going to allow him to do some pretty crazy stuff. He's going to go IP, and then it's going to give it the whole Ding and Little Knight combo sequence here. So, like, yeah, going into IP, which he can, like, quick effect synchro into, like, SP, and then, like, since Babble's up, everything's a quick effect. But I don't know what one card the Ghoti player could draw. He drew into Bishark, which isn't good enough. And the guy had Nip, but dang. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.